guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Yasmin. I am a 20-year-old mom to my 3 baby girls. I have 2 toddlers who are out with my fiance right now, and this is my newborn, Laela. Today is Vlogmas day something, but I just recently had my daughter on November 11th. Today I wanted to sit down and film a labor and delivery story time for you guys. I did a labor and delivery vlog, but I like to do labor and delivery story time as well, like I did for my last daughter, because I got to actually like sit down and talk about the whole experience after processing it a little bit. If you guys are new here, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you guys enjoy this video and want to follow along on our journey, and you guys can also check out all of my socials down below. So let's get right into it. So before we start, just a little bit of backstory. I had my first daughter, Laela, when I was 17. She's 3.5, and I have a daughter, Analia, who is about to turn 2. You guys can go back and check out my other labor and delivery stories as well, and I'll link them all down below. With my first daughter, I went all natural. Like, I didn't end up getting an epidural because she came super fast. That is why I like go natural with my birth instead of getting the epidural, because I did it the first time and realized it wasn't like I survived. I hate like needles and catheters and whatever. I have my reasons for wanting to go natural. Into the story time. On November 11th, I woke up and my due date was November 13th, and my other 2 came 6 days and 4 days before my due date. So this was 2 days before my due date. Also, I'm really sorry if you guys hear the dryer in the background of this video. I hope you don't. We were getting super close to my due date, and I was getting a little bit antsy. The whole like 2 weeks before that, we're just like on baby watch. And I've always heard that with subsequent pregnancies, babies usually come like earlier. For me, it was like the opposite, even though everyone was within like a couple of days of my due date. But I was expecting this time like she was gonna come earlier, and I had all these signs of labor early on. So it was kind of a lot of anxiety, and I feel like that's gotta be for anyone, just sort of like waiting on baby to come. And I was kind of starting to go crazy at home, just like, when is she gonna come, when is she gonna come? But I wasn't like even in a rush, because I wanted to like get as much stuff done as I could before she was born anyway, so I wasn't like in a rush. But it was just like the anxiety of like, when's it gonna happen? It could be any second now. Anyway, 2 days before my due date on November 11th, actually the night before, I started having like Braxton Hicks contractions. I've been having them like the whole end of my pregnancy, at least. I had them like all the time. It felt like a little bit like deeper, like stronger than normal. So I was kind of having a feeling, I was like, okay, like she could be coming. So I woke up the next morning. Logan, for some reason, had fallen asleep on the couch. So I remember I woke up and I had super bad back pain. It was like 6:30 in the morning. I had back labor with my other daughter as well, so I immediately knew that I was in labor. So I was super excited because I wasn't like really in like pain yet. So I was just really excited. So I ran out to Logan and I was like, it's happening. I was really nervous to tell Logan because I wasn't like in pain yet. So I didn't think he was gonna believe me. So I was really nervous to wake him up and tell him. And I also didn't want him to like panic. I don't know, it was weird. I was really nervous to tell him. Luckily, Logan's mom was off of school. She would have taken off like even if she had school, but it just made it easier that she didn't have to. So she just came right to our house that morning. The girls woke up and I got to say my goodbyes. So basically from 6:30 on, I was having contractions. Those of you guys who like don't know, contractions obviously are like painful, but they like increase in strength and frequency like up until the baby's born. So like when I first started having them, they were like 7 minutes apart, and they like weren't super strong, and they slowly got closer together and stronger. In between contractions, I was just trying to get as much done as I could, as far as like cleaning up the house, getting everything ready for the hospital, running around doing stuff. I vlogged the whole thing, so you guys can also go watch that part. So I was trying to take my time before like going to the hospital, because it's not super far from us, and I didn't want to be laboring in the hospital with Analia, my second. I ended up having to like walk around the hallway to like keep labor going, I guess, or like, I don't know, it wasn't really progressing super fast, I guess, so they like told me to walk around. That was just like miserable. I feel like my best friend Autumn was with us, and Logan was there. I would just have to stop every time I had a contraction and like find something in the hallway to like lean on. I was glad that I waited at home. I guess it's really hard to like really know when the baby's gonna come. I ended up timing it perfectly, but it was still super fast. Logan and I left, got Panera because I wanted to get food before we went into the hospital, but I ended up not even being able to eat because it started getting super painful super quickly. So I ended up not even being able to eat anything. For some reason, I was really emotional. I was just crying in between every contraction, and it wasn't because I was like in pain. I don't even like know how to explain it. I was just so emotional. I was like sobbing, crying in between like every contraction. Almost like a happy cry. It was so weird. We get to the hospital, I had my Panera, but I didn't eat it, and we get up to the room. So basically, my doctor wasn't actually there. The doctor that like I saw throughout all of my prenatal appointments, so I was a little bit sad about that because he just like wasn't the doctor that was on call. It was a different doctor who I'd seen before and didn't really connect with super well, but she was there for all of my other births as well. I just never like, I feel like developed like much of a relationship with her. She was there when I had Laela, my first daughter. The nurse actually delivered her, but she was the doctor that was on call, so she was like going to deliver Laela, but then like Laela came before she got there. And then with Analia, she was also going to deliver Analia, and then they switched shifts right before Analia was actually born. She ended up being the doctor that was on call when I got there. We get in the room, I like know it's gonna be quick. This being my third, like knew that it was gonna be pretty fast and could just like feel that she was coming. I had to like get in my hospital gown, and they're just like running around doing all of like the paperwork, having me sign stuff, hooking me up to like the monitors. Here's what I remember from all of the chaos. The first thing I did when I got in there was ask for water because I knew it was gonna be a while before they got me an IV, and I like was so thirsty. I like wanted to drink water. I was in labor. So I was like, can I get water? And they're like, yeah. I kept asking like every couple of minutes, and it was like 30 minutes before I actually got water. So some of these things that I experienced that weren't so great, like aren't that big of a deal, but were enough to make me realize that if I ever have another kid, that I don't want to be in the hospital. I would much rather be either in a birthing center or at home, which I thought about, and I really wish that I had put more effort into trying to plan a home birth. So as much as these things are like kind of minor like things, it was enough that made me like, yeah, if I do this again, I'm definitely gonna be in a home setting. Giving birth is a very like intimate experience. It's like something very special. I feel like the medical setting can sometimes ruin that, as much as it's also important for those cases where like medical intervention is necessary. I didn't have a high-risk pregnancy, and I like could have done it at home. Anyway, so I wanted water, and I was not given water for so long, and I'm sitting there in labor. I was like, can Logan just go get it? And it was like forever before I actually got water. They had like a new nurse there. They like taught her how to do a cervical check while I was in labor, which was like, I didn't really know exactly what was going on. I can't really remember, but I just remember being a little bit freaked out because I was like sitting there, and there's two nurses, and one of the nurses was like trying to teach the other nurse how to do a cervical check. Maybe I'm wrong about exactly what was going on, but I was like, okay. That made me like sort of nervous, but I mean like it was fine. Other than that, the nurses were pretty nice and obviously like did a lot for us, and we appreciate that a lot. So we asked about filming. So if you guys saw my labor and delivery vlog, you guys would have seen that we didn't get hardly any footage like in the hospital before she was actually born. Like there's literally one clip of me in the room like in labor, and then she's born. We had been asking them like, can we film? And last time it wasn't really that much of a problem. Like the doctor was like fine about it, but they I think came in and were like, we know about your little YouTube channel. So, like, something about how, like, we couldn't film. Another reason I wish we had done things at home, because we could have, like, gotten as much, like documented as much of it as we wanted for ourselves. And even, like, obviously for the video, but just, like, for ourselves, too. Just, like, pictures and videos and all that stuff, because I love to have like those memories. I get hooked up to all the monitors. It was 9:45 when we got into the room. I had to get my IV in. They had to get all these monitors on me, and once they finally did that and were like done setting that up, I was like, I need to get off my back, because this whole time I had been laboring laying on my back. The whole pregnancy I had really bad back pain, and it must have been how she was positioned or something, because during labor I also was just having terrible back labor, so I needed to get off my back to get the pressure off. I also wanted to be on my hands and knees, or even like standing, to allow gravity to help with the baby, with Millie moving down. It's so funny to think about like Millie being the one that was like in there, now that she's out, so that she could move down the birth canal and everything. So I wanted to get on my hands and knees, and so as soon as they were done, I was like, I'm flipping over. I flipped over, and like pretty much immediately my water broke. I told Logan to screenshot my phone like time so that we could like remember the exact time that like my water broke. So it was 10:38 that my water broke. And then I said like my water broke, and I felt like nobody had any sense of urgency, but maybe they were just really good at keeping calm. I was like, Logan, this baby's coming, and he was like, I believe you. Right around when my water broke, like right before she was born, I started getting so tired in between contractions. So like in between each one, I would like almost fall asleep. That's when I knew like she was gonna be there any second, because it almost felt like my body was like resting. So I was ready to like push when that time came, because your body really just does take over. I think they went and got the doctor at that point. They must have, because she like came right in time. So I flipped back over. 10:42 was when everything was actually set up, and I was pushing to get her out. One of the nurses like held one of my legs, and Logan like held my other leg. I just remember the doctor said bear down, which I guess means like push, but I had no clue what she meant, and we were like not communicating well at all. I was like trying to just listen to my body and just push with my body, and she was like, they were telling me to do other things. I eventually understand what she's saying, and I start pushing, and then I'm like obviously like screaming while I'm pushing. Not like screaming, but you know, like I'm like, you know what I mean. And the doctor looks at me and says, you need to stop screaming so that you can hear me, because like I need to be talking to you. I was like so angry that I was told to stop screaming while I was in labor. It completely threw me off of like the rhythm that I was in, of like listening to my body and feeling when to push. The screaming literally helps you. I feel like anyone who's ever experienced labor would like understand. The screaming literally helps you to like release like the pressure, and like, I don't know, it's like all part of the whole process. And she told me to stop screaming, and then it completely threw me off for like a couple minutes there. So I was only actually pushing for 3 minutes, but for those couple of minutes there, I like it was like felt like complete chaos, like from when she said that to me and I tried to stop. Like I guess I understand like they have to be communicating with you. I feel like something that's important that you need when you're in labor is having like people that you're comfortable with, and it, you know, it was unfortunate that she was not a doctor from my doctor's office that I was comfortable with. After she said that, it was complete chaos for me. I like almost blacked out. I don't even know what was going on. Everyone was saying different things, and I was just trying to like get back into a rhythm with my body. Then finally, one of the nurses like snapped me out of it somehow by saying like, just like hold your breath and like just focus and just push. For some reason that made sense to me. So I just like looked up at the ceiling and was like trying to stop looking around at all of the doctors and nurses saying different things. So I just looked up at the ceiling, and it helped me to just like cancel everything else out and just like tune back in with my body. And then I pushed her out. So she was out in only like 3 minutes and probably like only a few pushes, but it would have been even easier if I like hadn't been thrown off like that. So that was almost like traumatizing, which is maybe a little bit dramatic for me to say, but I just remember I was really upset. Then after she's born, it was like incredible. It felt so amazing, obviously, and it was like so fast, and it was crazy. So, and then they put her on me. I didn't get to like pull her up closer to me until like after my placenta came out, so she was just like laying there, and she was so calm when she came out. Like she obviously like made noise and like cried for a second, but she was just like looking around, and it was the coolest thing ever. And I remember when we first actually like locked eyes, it was like incredible. I'm gonna cry now. No, sorry guys, I'm getting emotional. Also, I remember while I was in labor, before she was actually born, they told me, like while I'm signing all the papers for like things that they're gonna have to do and like whatever, one of the things was that they were gonna give me Pitocin after she was born to deliver my placenta. I was like, that doesn't sound like necessary, so like I don't like think that I need to do that. I'd rather just like it come like naturally on its own. Or like you can refuse it, but we're gonna have to bring the doctor in here to talk to you. And just from my other experiences with the doctor, I was like, oh, she's gonna come in here and like give me a really hard time about that. So they like insisted on giving me the Pitocin. So I was like in labor, and I was like, I'm not gonna like fight this right now. So then after they start giving me Pitocin to deliver the placenta, and the doctor starts shoving so hard on my stomach, and it just like felt so much more aggressive than any of the other times. It hurt literally so bad. It felt like my stomach was like bruised and sore afterwards. Like, I remember having to deliver my placenta the other 2 times, and it was like kind of like annoying almost, because like you had just given birth, so it's like, oh shoot, like I have to like give birth again to like the placenta, and they do push on your stomach a little bit, but this time it was just so aggressive. I was like, whoa, this like does not feel natural. Like, just let it come on its own. I also didn't have any tears, so she didn't have to do any stitches, which was great. Yeah, so then once my placenta was delivered, she was like, that was a beautiful delivery. And then I did not see that doctor again. I was wondering if the whole insisting on the Pitocin and like shoving so hard on my stomach was like she was just in a rush to go, because I like literally did not see her again after that. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Maybe that's like how things are supposed to go. But just saying, if I ever have another kid, I'm definitely having a home birth. I would want to have like a home birth, like midwife there. So after that, everything was amazing. You know, we had our baby. We had little Millie. It was 10:45 that she was born. And I actually wrote a list on my phone of people that we need to like tell once like she's born, because I knew that I was like not gonna be thinking about it. I like got up and like showered and stuff after I got like all my skin to skin time with her, and she got to like eat and everything, and Logan got to cut the cord and everything, which we got a cool picture of too. Like the nurse took a picture for us. I was able to get up and take a shower after like all the skin to skin time, and then they came in and like weighed her and everything. She was 7 pounds 10 ounces. I think she was like 19 inches long. Yeah, because Anna was 7 pounds 8 ounces, so she was 7 pounds 10 ounces. She was my biggest baby. She looked so tiny when she came out, but she was my biggest. We had our Panera, so like right after she was born, Logan went and got the Panera because it was just in the car for like that hour while we were in the hospital. So he went and got it. It was like so nice. I was so hungry afterwards. So we ate that, and then a little bit later on we were like still hungry because all I really had was like oatmeal. So Logan went and picked up chicken. We just got like boneless like wings, and it was so good. So yeah, so then we ate, showered, and then we went and moved to the recovery room. Then we were only there for like 1 night, and then the next day we got to leave like that next afternoon. You just have to stay for like 24 hours. I think some people stay for like days, but I would like much rather just go home. I could only have Logan with me and nobody could come visit. So I definitely wanted to just get home to the girls and stuff. I remember I felt so good after she was born, and I wasn't pregnant anymore. But if you guys saw my postpartum update, after she was born, I ended up getting sick, which sucked. Not sick, I got a UTI, which made me really sick. So for like a couple of days, I was like struggling and like did not know why. I had like fevers and like headaches and stuff. No other like typical like UTI symptoms, so it was like weird. But yeah. Anyway, so that is the labor and delivery story. It was a very empowering experience. Anyways, Logan just got home from Chick-fil-A, so thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to our channel. Check out all of my socials as well. You guys can follow me there as well. We will see you guys in the next video.